Hi, I'm Lisa, and this is the third in a series of stories that demonstrate how animal communication can help basically any issue that you have with your pet. So this is going to be a story about Penelope, who was presented to me as having extreme anxiety whenever she heard or saw a black fly. Now this was just black flies, not bumblebees, not yellow jackets, just flies. So first of all, what I want to say a little bit about anxiety. So dogs, like humans, can have anxiety for all kinds of reasons, presenting in all kinds of ways. It can be generalized anxiety where they're just kind of worried about everything. It could be a specific anxiety such as separation anxiety. It could be sometimes that the dogs look like they have anxiety, but they don't. They're just taking on the anxiety of their owners and reflecting it back to them. In this case, Penelope, it was a situation where her nervous system, the sound of the fly, stimulated her nervous system into overdrive, and that is what she was reacting to. It was much better. It wasn't as severe if she was outside. If she heard a black fly outside, she would remove herself, go to another part of the yard, and lay down on the dirt. What she was actually doing was grounding herself in those instances, but also outside, the sound isn't as sharp because it's not bouncing off the walls. But one time she was at a veterinary therapy appointment. She had physical therapy she was going through because of an injury, and there was a fly in the room in that particular appointment, and they had to abort the appointment because Penelope could not recover from that. Even when they got rid of the fly, they hung out for a little while, and that was it. Penelope was like, where's the fly? Where's the fly? Where's the fly? She could not calm herself down. So when I connected with her, that's what I saw. What I just explained to you is that really it's the sound of the fly. And if you think about it, I know in my house, if I've got a fly buzzing around or if I have a yellow jacket buzzing around, there are two different sounds. And I have to tell you that if there's a black fly in my house, that sound makes me crazy. I can handle that more than I can handle the sound of a yellow jacket. I don't know why that is, but certainly it was the case with Penelope. So what I learned is that if in this situation, if we treated her like an autistic child that had all of a sudden their nervous system was just overactive, put pressure on her, which of course is what the Thunder Shirt is about, then I thought that would probably help. And in fact, it did. So it turns out that Penelope loved the Thunder Shirt, and it really did help her in these situations. But the next time after our communication session, they were at another vet appointment, and there was another fly in the room, which I think the fly just showed up to kind of help us understand that we were on the right track. But who would think there would be a fly twice in one, right in a row in a veterinary clinic? But anyway, Penelope started to have a meltdown. And this time what her owner did was she put Penelope between her legs and applied pressure, and then also put her hands on her and applied pressure. And she did some deep breathing while she did this. 5 minutes later, the dog was back to normal, and they could resume their appointment. Now, you see, if we hadn't connected with her to learn this, it may have been treated like anxiety. And maybe somewhere down the road, someone might have suggested anti-anxiety medication even. But it wasn't anxiety, right? And that is one of the amazing benefits of being able to connect with animals on this level. All right, so that's it for this story. I think the next one is going to be another cat story. So I'll see you then.